When we were kids, we didn't have the internet, so like when we did anything, we were self-taught, or we had friends that could kind of do it and sort of teach you.
Right.
But today, kids have so much access to information. It's insane.
Yeah.
So you can go on YouTube and learn anything.
Mel Bay's Chords book or something like that. That's the book I remember. Mel Bay, or I'm probably getting the name wrong.
I can picture what you're talking about.
Yeah, I had one of these like chord books.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this fucking sucks.
I had Mel Bay. It's a good one.
Was it Mel Bay? Okay,
Mel
yes,
Bay.
it was. Yeah.
I had some friends that just showed me different chords.
My mom, my mom probably doesn't like that I say this, but I distinctly remember this. My mother, when I was younger, she's like, only some version of ignorant rednecks play guitar. My father played guitar, by the way, just so you know.
Nice.
So it was more of a stab at him than a general statement about other people.
Nice.
And it was definitely a joke told to a child, but I remember that part of it, and that was the direction that, like, I was like, I want to learn guitar, and she's like, I think you should learn piano. And there was other influences of piano in my life, and I was like, yeah, let's do piano, right? And then her selling point, when she wasn't joking, was if you can play the piano, you can read every range of chord. You should be able to apply that to any instrument in theory, which was right. So that's how I learned how to read music.
That's awesome.
Was through, I think, 5 or 6 years of piano through Miss Greason in Asheboro.
You need to get back into it.
Yeah. I've been frequenting the Steinway galleries.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
go from not playing for a decade to 6 figures on a piano. Who knows? I'm thinking about $600 on a piano is probably more likely, but
Yeah. Maybe buy a keyboard.
yeah, keyboard. That's probably a better idea.
Start with that.
But I've got some guitars, and for me, they're like one of our business partners plays fairly regularly, daily for sure,
Nice.
multiple times a day, and for me, they're functional artwork. I really love the beauty in the guitar and the craftsmanship and those things. So I've got them hanging and I've got them up, and for me, like that, I get something out of that, and then occasionally I'll pick them up and fumble my way through something.
Yeah.
But it's really nice for me, kind of like listening to you today. Like when my partner or someone else comes into the office, they'll pick the guitar. Hey, can I? And they pick the guitar up and start playing, and I get something out of it too.
Absolutely.
So I think, I find a lot of joy in music.
Yeah. That's
And
awesome.
You process the emotions. Like when you were singing earlier, like I know I could just like zone out and listen to some of your stuff, and it's gonna help. I'm gonna go through some shit, which I really like about music, if it can take you to that place.
Absolutely.
It's like it does something in our DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was vibing with you. I'm serious. I'm like,
Yeah, it's really true that the effect that music has on the brain to be able to like process things and what it does for like the memory and stuff like that. Like, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of like, I really love like, I was homeschooled, so I love learning on my own and studying on my own and just finding different like, because that's how I learned in school. And so I started learning for like a while, just got into this rabbit hole of like vibrations and what they do. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen like that. There's like a YouTube video of it, and I don't know what the study is called, but they have like this plate and the like the
I was
sand
thinking
on
about
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the different vibrations, and it forms these patterns, and it's like, when we hear these vibrations or whatever, like what is that doing to the makeup of our body? Like it's got to be doing something.
It creates geometric patterns, which is really fascinating. So it's like if you can see what the music's doing, it's very complex, and geometry has a lot to do with our abstract ideas and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
See if you can pull that up, Jesse. There's a video.
Okay.
Have you seen it? You know what she's talking about?
You talking about the plate? With
what is it
stuff
called?
Dancing.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
I don't even know how to search it. I'm like sand vibrations.
There's a scientist that did a lot of studies with it.
Right.
But
I'll look for it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it on the line.
Yeah, because that stuff is really cool because you start thinking like, because there are some songs that you hear and you have like an emotional reaction to it and you're just like, oh, it's just emotions. But like, I think that there's like certain songs and vibrations and music and stuff like that, especially holding a guitar, and like it has like a physical effect on our bodies, and it's really cool. It's really helpful.
And even if you're playing music with someone else or something, and when you get synced up, there's something there it's almost magical. Yeah.
Yeah. Music is amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you play any music? I do.
I try to.
Nice.
Play the drums some and a little bit of guitar, but
nice.
Nothing to show off. Just for personal experience. It's a good for me. Music is a really good creative outlet. If I just have some creative energy, just go up and play on music. And I've got some friends that like to play too, and it's I don't know, if you're an artist, it's just fun to find different ways to express that.
Absolutely.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what I do. Like, I'm going to hear you do that. I'm going to get out of here. Just the one song you did earlier, and I'm going to get out of here and be like, I think I'm going to go play guitar. Because in my head, I think it's that easy. It's really not. Obviously, it takes, maybe a lifetime of just commitment to get to it.
Right.
But in my head, I see you do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go do this. And I'll go in there, and then it takes 5 minutes. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you sit down, and it's like, oh, it's not that
It's
good.
Yeah. What chord is that again?
You should go ahead and buy a grand piano, though. That's still nice functional art for your house.
No, that was my thought process, and I can actually sit down in front of a piano.
And you would do it.
And I can play. So it's kind of like this is a terrible fact for me to say, but it was terrible for me because I got to where I hated bowling. But like, I moved to North Carolina. My father was in the military. We traveled everywhere, and I basically came here when I was 11. And one of my best friend, Mike, his father, runs the bowling alley and the local bowling alley, and so, I ended up at the bowling alley, and it really frustrated me when I bowled that I got my ass beat. I mean, I bowled like a 40 the first time I ever bowled, right? So fast forward, I started bowling all the time. At 13, I won state champion in North Carolina. I finished 7th in internationals. Nice. And by 15, I quit bowling basically and hated it because I bowled all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sport fucking sucks. Excuse my French, but and I don't know, but that's kind of how it was with the piano. Like I got into it, and I really got into it. So the moral of the story is I can go bowl right now and probably beat 99% of everybody. If you're not a current, almost professional level bowler, and you bowl regularly, you're probably not going to beat me, right? Yeah. Because I grew up playing, and I haven't bowled. I bowled at our men's retreat last year. I bowled 3 games, and I haven't bowled. And prior to that, it had been maybe 5 or 6 years.
Really? Wow.
And I still, 219, 227, 208. Like it's good, right? Same thing with the piano. I can sit down because I played so much.
Yeah.
I can sit down in front of a piano, and I can fumble my way through some complex pieces. And then if I just try for if I even start to put a few days together or in a week, all of a sudden it starts coming back.
So it wouldn't take you long.
It wouldn't take long. Yeah. I can read sheet music, but it's like I'm kind of fumbling. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of got it, but you just got to work it out. So I think if I got one and I really put some time into it, I'm not going to put any time into bowling. But a piano, I think I would. I think I would get something out of it.
Absolutely.
And I wish I could take that and have that experience with that guitar, because I can't. Even though I can read the chords, I can't really. The mechanics aren't there.
Those dexterity issues.
Yeah. Yep. So.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and it's weird trying to get back into stuff like that because there is a frustrating aspect of it.
It is.
But then, when you get into it, it definitely gives back with music.
Yeah.
I hate bowling because I'm not good at it.
I hate bowling as well, just so you know.
I'm like pretty. I love sports. I played basketball growing up.
I love basketball. I was gonna say basketball's my shit. So.
And everybody thought that I was gonna grow up and keep playing basketball and play basketball through college and stuff like that. And I stopped because I was like, I started falling in love with music more. I'd always played music, like I said, since I was real little. But I started playing basketball when I was 5 as well. So it was kind of like these competing things. But I'm a very emotional person, so the emotion was in music, and not as much in basketball. But yeah, so I love sports, but I suck at bowling, and so I hate it.
That's how I felt about it. Don't worry, you don't want to waste time getting good at bowling. And I say that this is so terrible to say because there's a lot of people that really genuinely enjoy it, but I hated it so bad. Like when I have friends that they want to go out and go hang out and go do something, and they're like they want to go bowl, I die a little bit on the inside because you don't want to be the guy that's like, I don't want to go bowling, because I'm the guy like I'll go. We could go anywhere. We can go to Ostrich Farm. Go to look at sunflowers. Like you want to go heavy metal. Like I'm down. You need to Vegas the weekend? Let's go. You gonna go to Cherokee? I'm down, right? Like, when I hear bowling, I'm like, oh, God damn it.
You have to drink a lot.
Is there anything else we can go do, fellas? Is there anything else we can think of?